Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We're back with another learning session, guys. All right, so today's going to be very key specific. Last time I know we were a little bit all over the place. Ansible just was a lot more than I expected it to be. This time we're going to gear it towards finishing up the setup. And I realized my key mistake here was I did not have the SSH keys set up correctly. So that's something I'm going to work on with at least 2 or 3 of the virtual machines. And I also figure it's probably best to run this inside of a Linux operating system as opposed to a Windows being outside and a lot of things that had to go back and forth. So I got that set up. We're going to actually set up the SSH keys. I'm going to do a temporary one on stream, but then obviously I'm going to have to go change those because, security purposes and everything. Then after that, I think our agenda is done with setup. After the initial setup, let's verify what else we got on brand here. We have, for this one, we're going to do setup, and then we're going to kind of set up at least 2 playbooks to configure the updates and adding a new user to all of the browsers. And that's one we're going to use for SSH authentication down the line for any of the future ones. We're also going to see how to manage the configuration files and templates. We're also going to do kind of inventorying which hosts we're going to actually set up. So that should basically be the hardest things to do. I want to say get a SSH set up, get Ansible installed. From there, get the key things installed as we need them to be. And I just discovered you can do it through the browser, but at the same time, you can also do this inside of a GUI system for Ansible. So that's going to be a third video. I don't know when we're going to get to it because I do have another project, which is basically replacing Dropbox with an on-cloud system. I started it off cam, but I think we're going to continue that project. It's going to be probably on a weekly basis. We do one of these. I'm spending a week studying, and then we're just going to dive into one of these streams and set them up together, where you guys see all the issues that can come up. Well, most of the issues that could come up and how we resolve them. It might be 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts. We'll see how far it goes. So let's dive into this. And we should have our cam up. Let us do a couple of things so these are 3 virtual machines we have. As you can see, we have AdBlocker, Cloudflare, and Cloudron. We might do 2, maybe 3. Let's kind of just see if we can SSH into them. I already pulled up past the IP for one of them already. So let's see. What was it? 2531. Are you sure you want to connect? Yeah. Type yes. To list unknown, permanently added to the list of known hosts. Okay, so I got that one. Which are the other victims here? Cloudflare and AdBlocker. All right. Please do not run app upgrade manual to update packages the cloud relies on. May break your installation. Moon security. Making installs on the server every night. System restart required. Oh, we actually did SSH into it. And then so now let's see, that was 31. Let's do 2. Only 2. 27 dot, what is it? 125. So that tells us we don't have SSH enabled in this one. So let's get that installed and then we can go from there. There might be some screens where I just kind of like block it out of what we can and can't see. Remind me later. Open up another terminal. I want to say, what was the command for SSH again? I think it's sudo apt get open SSH-server. All right, invalid one. All right, let's do a quick trip to Google. Was it SSH keys? No. We should be using SSH keygen, but that is a part 2. But since that requires some private keys, obviously can't do it on stream. That would just be inefficient on trying to make sure this is secure. Install. I can never remember the commands to install it. I feel like it's something very... Oh, that's why. It's sudo apt get install. And then now we need to do sudo systemctl enable. Oh, my bad. Enable now. Is it 3? It might help if we actually type the whole thing out. There, enabled it, and then now we want to do start SSH. All right, so now we have it started. If we attempt this again, IP, actually, let's do this one. IP address. Way too much stuff here. Is this one not 125? Oh, it's 126. So who's 125? What? Oh, these are flipped. Yeah, these are definitely flipped. All right, perfect. So we have those set up. Now let's continue our installation. We actually should install Ansible on the outside of this. Let us see. We don't think we need these anymore. So I'm gonna minimize this. Open up this. I want to say we're gonna do Ansible through the Docker. Actually, no, Ansible through. There you go. Ansible the Docker guide would be the best bet. Requirements. Most requirements, Ansible Playbook, connecting to Docker API. Let's... Trying to verify. Oh, you know what? I did have a backup plan for that one. I had a script I wrote already. 20 million questions every time. Because I figured we'd just be able to get it through Docker, but it doesn't seem to be. Installation guide. Installing Ansible. Why is my audio so low? Trying to verify where were the commands I needed for this. Go with this account. I'll prompt that for a 2-factor on my end. All right, that's fine. I want to say the command for Ansible install. There you go. There it is. All right, so it's gonna do its thing and install Ansible. And then that's where we have to figure out the next part of our as you guys can see, a little practice helped out a lot. Realistically, the only thing I did from the previous video was switch over from Windows onto a Linux machine. It's a virtual machine, but this is kind of going to be my playground for when I'm filming these and also using Linux a lot. So I'm just going to kind of like work in this environment to build up the Linux skill set, and then some SQL stuff. So let us see if let's make sure we get the version of Ansible if it's installed correctly. Ansible, wait, I want to say it's dash version. All right, so we got 2.10 and we got Python also installed. Perfect. Let's go here. All right, so from that point on, let's see what else. What do we see here? So as we see here, the path for Ansible is located here. That's a configured module search path. Ansible module path and executable location and user bin. So we're gonna make a note of that. I don't see Ansible in here because this is homes and properties. Should it show everything? What was it? This location, user bin. And there should be a folder called Ansible in there. Okay. So we're gonna set up the key-based authentication. If you don't have that installed, I think it's a key requirement to make sure you get that and make sure your computers are secure as possible. I don't recommend password, but for this learning experience, we're gonna do it password-based and then just kind of study a little bit more on how to do the SSH keys because I'm not, as a Windows user, I haven't really ever used them. We actually might use Ansible to automate those features in down the road. That actually might not be a bad project. Once I get SSH enabled, might even see if we can enable SSH through Ansible on machines and then create an account and then automate it. So many projects coming up. Okay, so we need to create files. Did we install VS Code? I think this is key. We have to create some files here. Why does it keep don't? Stop trying to authenticate stuff. All right, let's get VS Code open up, and then we have to create file and then see how we're gonna do it from there. I believe the next thing after we get Ansible installed is getting an inventory file set up. We do we need to reboot? Is that what's coming up? No, seems fine. Pending update. Oh, I just was incredibly impatient with getting that done. We're definitely gonna keep it like that. Open up your code, dark mode. Make this easier on myself. File, new text file or new file? Let's go to new file. Oh, we can do GitHub, get started with VS Code. Honestly, we haven't ever used this one, so we could. You have no recent folders, open folder to start. Let's go to new folder. Let's call this Ansible create file. We're just going to create it on the desktop. Okay, so here we need to create inventory. No folders open. We don't need that. Don't need that one. Oh, it's actually a file we're creating. Okay, so here. How do I create a new file? The activate cannot provide outline for it. File, new file, text. Let's call it hosts. Is the file gonna be written this way in a preview editors? All right, let's just kind of see from there. We're gonna call this group servers. Actually, let's do Ubuntu. All right, so let's do. $130 something, I believe that's what we had. Where's Firefox? I want to say it was this guy. 130. 131 was the other one. All right, so we got 131. Those are two we're going to use. Can we create folders? Let's create inventory. And then we're going to move our host file into inventory. Okay, open. Yeah, move, cancel. Save. Let's move our host into inventory. Let us open folder. Yes, trust the author because the author is I. Okay, so those are files. Now it's saving it as a text file. Is there any way for me to convert this? I mean, I guess we can just leave it like that. Okay, so command we should be using. Let's do Ansible -I. So that should be in, if we pass the folder over to it, and then the file name, I believe it was hosts, or was it hosts? Hosts, just hosts. All right, so we're doing Ansible inventory hosts. From here, we're going to do the group name, and then we're going to do this. We're going to ping them to see if there's communication. Oh, I guess it rebooted on me. Oh no, it should be user, because they all have the same username for right now, and then okay. On her as an inventory source, no inventory was brought, only explicit local file is available. Provide hosts list is empty, only local host is available. Note implement could not match supplied host pattern, ignoring invent. Ooh. It's probably looking for a text file and I created the wrong file. That's probably the issue, because if I go here, I say new file. File change to like, if we can I save this as a save as? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to save it as a text file. All right, let's see how we can figure this out. Handy dandy little YouTube to help us out with that. You know, you go to YouTube to make a YouTube video about making YouTube videos. Because I'm trying to see how we can save this. Because it lets me make new file. Selection, edit, file, new text file, new window. Let's see if I do a new window, new file. Ah, okay, okay. So if I go here, new file. Let's call this one hosts. No, the son of a... Why is it so difficult? We don't want a text-based file. We want just a regular plain, we'll call it VS. No, it keeps creating it as a text file. Properties. Settings, themes. Is it a setting feature that's setting it as a default text file? All right. Yeah, because it doesn't give me an option for anything else here. If I were to go here, say new file, and then pick a different location, select file type, or enter file name. Create new file. File still comes off as file. It doesn't come off as anything else. Oh, Control Shift, create new file from list. All right, this might be what we're looking for. It is. File should look just like a regular file is all we're looking for. Not a text file, not an inventory file, HTML file, not a Docker, not a binary, XML, SQL file, none of those. It's looking for Ruby. There are so many different file lists on this. HTML. Would it be a bat file or a non-exist file? Change it from plain text. What if we change it to... Oh, that's what it's looking for. Okay. Okay. Is that what we're looking for? This one is, we can delete this. Remove. We go to this, it's plain text. Figured it'd be that one. Could have swore we had Python installed. Is that what they meant, that we need to have Python installed for this to work? So now if we do a save as an inventory source, no inventory was part. Is that what? So what am I getting wrong for this? Let's try to check. When in doubt, go to Google. Do I have to? No, it still can't do it. Am I not matching the correct name for inventory? Yeah, that's the name for it. Host. There's a host file right here. Properties. All right, let's go all the way here. Connection type pass, you must install SSH Pass program. ¿Dónde es? What is this pass program? Create new role. No, we don't know new roles. Oh, okay. Back to the drawing board. Let's do see. No, we can always just copy the key here. I raised myself to root. I'm very confused why it's still asking me for permission. Okay, so that's installed. Now if we do this, should be able to ping those two. Finally. We need to exact root unless we had the inventory folder in the root area, or it wouldn't work. All right, so quick pause here so we can review what we had to figure out. For Ubuntu, you need to have the, what's it called? SSH Pass installed. There's a command for that. I'll probably put that in the description of the video also to help out. You need to have SSH installed on your other machines and have access to it. You can do it with a password, but it's best to probably do the keygen down the line. And the root of your file should probably not be on your desktop, should probably be on the outside of probably where all your files are located. For then you end up successful. Last time we did this, we failed on everything. So at this point, we're going to try to get as much done. All right, so we can also add other machines into this list. I might do that just to kind of see which ones work and don't work. Could also create text files and then save these commands. So module ping, usernames, and then password, and then authentication from it. Okay. I wonder which other ones we can put in. I'm trying to think on what. Hold on. All right, so also noting SSH Pass needs to be installed, so we got that going. And where? Trying to think of how we can optimize this. Probably turn this into a YAML file. So let's see. Can we create new files? Probably will create. Let's create a playbook. I'll make it one word. Why can't I see? Hold on. Just let me close this out. There you go. We're gonna create playbooks. And then we're going to create a file in there for YAML. New file. Let's do apt dot. This should be able to change this to the YAML because it didn't want to do it itself. Okay. So the first task we want to do is update all the Ubuntu ones. All right, so let's kind of get some creativeness here. Let's do hosts, that followed by quote, and we want to do all. Why do I feel like that's not changing? Is that not the correct format? Is there a difference between YAML and why? Hold on. Okay, so it does have it in there. I was just very confused if there was a level of that I wasn't seeing. Okay, so let's go back to Ansible and see if it has some pre-filled guides we can just copy and paste. All right, some playbooks, some lightweight playbooks on doing the installation. Skip all this. I just want to. All right, it's not gonna have it there. All right, so become task. Oh, there it is. There. Task name apt apt. I feel like I miss. Oh, that is not the right one. Update cache. Upgrade. No, upgrade. Yes. So this is going to basically mean to elevate the privileges that we're going to use. The task that we have running is a app, and what we're going to do is set the parameters for what exactly needs to happen here. Upgrade cache and then force it to. So I would definitely recommend to check out the Ansible form because it'll tell you exactly what your choices are when you're trying to run the scripts here. Okay, so now file, can I just okay. So now we've learned our lesson. We're gonna run. Actually keep that. Actually username and password is gonna prompt for that. The path of it is no longer inventory. It's going to be playbooks. And then slash the YAML file should detect that, and then it won't need the groups of the computers because we're no longer pinging it. So we just need to input the username and password. So in theory, Ansible input that file specifically with our credentials. What did I hit incorrectly here? Ansible I. Oh, hold on. That's a whole other script. It would not be Ansible I. Here we have to actually change that out to Ansible Playbooks is what it exactly is looking for. And now I forget how sensitive this is. There. Some modules do not make sense in ad hoc. Why am I losing? So we have Ansible. There's no extra space in front of it. Playbook, the path of the file. We're setting it to use the username and then the password. Could not be found. All right, so we have playbooks on the desktop, and inside there is a oh god. Okay, because it saved as a text file. We want to save this file, save as .yaml. Okay, now we should be able to I'm literally looking at the file. How are you not having it here? Should I, if we remove this, because we can change the file from all file types to here. Come on. Why isn't YAML in here? Oh, there's at the top. Replace. Okay. Clearly APT. Error playbook could not be found. So is it the fact that I have this in the front? Yeah. No inventory of only explicit local is available, provided skipping no host is found. Well, it would help if we passed that. As become username password be as become dash pass, and then now we pass that to our file, which is home/in desktop. /inventory hosts. Oh god, what am I missing? You know, we did save the previous one here. Okay. Oh, let's set our group. No. Oh, what, those little fine tooth comb things that we miss here. So how is it unreachable? Unreachable, change message, incorrect password. Oh, let's run that again. Defaults to SSH password. Okay, yeah, I typed it in wrong. That's all right. So it's very doable. It would help also if I had moved the screen here for you guys. So we have to give the playbook and the computer locations when we're doing it. So a couple of things we have to change is the location of where I can't zoom in, right? No, I can't. So we're gonna save this command. There. File, save as. Make a little cheat sheet for ourselves. All right. All right. We're having terminal. Okay. All it says is test okay. All right, so let me verify here. We did host become task apt update cache. Yes, upgrade. Yes. Okay, so it can run them. Fine. Let's put this one here. And commands easier down here. I think everyone should be able to see it from there. Open folder. Playbook. Okay, so in playbooks, let's see, create new file. New file in playbooks. Let's do QEM. Since we use Proxmox a lot, this actually might be able to help us out with that. And then we would go file. I don't know what that one's doing. Go to file, new file. I'm gonna give it a simpler name. QEM this agent dot YML. just automatically create the file. Don't be difficult. Okay, so we're gonna name it install latest QEMU, since that's what we need. Guess for easy pass through. That's the name of it. It's gonna be there. Host is going to equal host should be all is our goal here. The task is going to run, and then the name of the task, install QEM. Let's see, guess. Install QEM guess agent. And then let's give it a status present. Update. Actually, no. Update should be cache, if I'm recalling what the other one is, if I could spell that right. ACH true. And then the name of the host, all of them. The task is going to be named. Then it's going to need a status, update cache true. And then we will need become is telling it to become a root. Okay. That should do it. QM get. Yeah, I think that works perfectly fine here. How is it asking? Okay, there, it should fail. There. Okay, QEMU guess agent. We're unable to read the JSON. These are the errors we got. Expecting line values here. Syntax did not find expected. Where did I name host? So that's the name host, yeah. Does it want the host file to be back? So we have name host install QEMU guess agent. Then we're going to pass it to the host. Then the task. Then it's the name. Oh, I see where I messed up. Oh, I missed 2 whole lines there. It should be the name is that, and the app then is going to be name again, QEMU, GEST, agent, followed by the status update cache become true. Okay, there. Ooh, is it not updating it? File. Sure, find the file extension for YAML. Become here is apparently having an issue. Oh, because it's not in the right location. How is that not in the right location? Tasks. Become is true. Update cache is true. Status is present. Name is space QM guess. APT, then it's a space name. Install task is there. Hosts is. And in the name itself. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, just gotta work on those scripts. So it's gathering the info, failed, incorrect password, pseudo password, and none of them changed. So let's run that again. Change false unsupported parameter for APT status support. Include all unauthenticated auto remove cache default. So it's failing them. That means either they're not set correctly or they don't have it. But it also might be that we need to reboot them. Okay, so it's still valid if it's doing it. Okay. So overall, as long as you're using the guides in the format here, you can basically create the different scripts to run. And when you do it for one of them, you do it for all of them, which saves you a lot of time instead of having to go to them manually. Now you will have some errors here. As example, I've never installed the QEM guest agent. I just kind of want to take a look at it. It might be that the machine's pending a reboot from when we saw. Let's see. We did run. Is it the playbook? The very first one that we ran. That was the ping. That was playbooks. You know, we're just going to have the wrong password for that. Should go through this time. Incorrect password last time. Let's delete all of that because I'm pretty certain that's going to be wrong. Okay, yeah. So it was able to connect this time, but whether the task APT update is going to work, that's the other one. Oh, it worked this time. Okay, yeah. So it takes a few seconds to run through, but this will definitely save me a lot of processing time because I haven't updated a lot of these virtual machines. I think I have 8 or 9 running. And at this point, I'm gonna see if I can start layering Dockers on top of them instead of running whole Dockers through this. There's also trying to get understanding how to install Dockers through Proxmox. So that's definitely something I want to kind of see if I can help save resources. But I'm definitely gonna be playing in this environment a lot more. Because I pretty much gave it a whole I think 16 gigs of RAM, 80 gig hard drive. So that should basically cover most of what I'm looking for here. I'm definitely going to look at some other options here and then just kind of figure it from there. So next we're going to do kind of figure out what else we can automate with this. And then if we can have it run on a daily automation, like have a playbook to automate the rest of our playbooks. So it runs, say, once a week or something like that. Yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, how exactly, actually, let's just do it this way. So I got everything basically done, covered up. Let me know in the comments below what else you guys are using Ansible for, or something I didn't think of that I can automate using this. Whether it's something with Linux itself, or if it's possible to get a GUI system. I know there's something called Ansible Semaphore, so that's gonna be a next project. But stay tuned for the next video. Thanks. This was definitely a learning curve, and I'm gonna practice a little bit more with this one. So I appreciate the week of expedition on this one. As always, stay awesome, comment, like, engage with the video, subscribe if you like.